welcome to the Survivor After Show here on theStreamtv. Thank you for joining us for the second to last episode for season 30. Woo! Survivor Worlds Apart. We're all taking in some laughing gas or something going on in the studio right now. But one thing, just a special kind of announcement. Next week at the finale, contestants, Jerri,
what is going on over there?
This is a professional show.
Professional show. Well, next week, contestants are vying their way to get back on for Survivor Second Chance. And Jerri and Ryan actually did some interviews with contestants that are both old school OG contestants.
OG, baby.
Old people.
Jerri's talking to her old people.
Yes.
And Ryan's
I'm talking to the new, fresh people.
To the new, fresh people. So definitely check out those videos on theStream.tv, on Twitter, on YouTube. Vote for your favorite fans because we want a great cast for Survivor Second
Chances.
We want it to be good.
Yeah.
So any highlights from your interviews to kind of tease people to go watch those interviews, guys?
Well, yeah, there's still a standing rivalry and a big grudge between Kimmy Kappenberg and Jeff Varner that has to be fleshed out on the next season. It has to be. I want to see what's going to happen between the two of them if they end up on the show together. Also, Shane and Terry Dietz. Going to also see the dynamics between those two men.
All right.
I think what I want to say is, and you mentioned this to me before, I think with the newer cast, the younger cast that I was interviewing, they actually are more concerned about how to change their public persona going back versus I think really having their head in the game.
Not good.
Right. So I think that I think maybe that just has to do with their age and everything else. But I think it's going to be interesting mixing the old cast with the new.
Well, we'll definitely keep voting, and you guys should keep voting at CBS.com. And next week when we talk about the finale and who gets back in, we're so excited to do that.
We'll know who's making it.
We'll know who makes it
They
next
literally
week.
are leaving
from
there.
the finale.
And one thing, I tweeted about this today, and I really believe it. This feels like the Hunger Games. This feels like they're doing their interviews with the Capitol. They're going on all these podcasts and shows and doing, I'm from their district and trying to get back in.
Stand up and do that little twirl?
They should do their twirl, and then they're going to be standing in front of everybody live, getting reaped to go into the Hunger Games arena.
Right.
Survivor 31.
Or it's just like Big Brother. They're step right into the house.
No, it's the Hunger Games.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little more dramatic.
All right,
I like that better.
We are excited about that, but we have to talk about tonight's episode. We had an explosive tribal council. We will talk all about that towards the end of our show. But we got to start off right away. Post-tribal council, Dan is saying Mike is arrogant, and Carolyn's sitting on the beach with Mike saying, I got to have options to go both ways. So the comment of Dan calling Mike arrogant.
Well, it's just
come on.
Weird. Dan shouldn't be calling anybody anything at this point. He went from like a kind of entertaining player who said a lot of really cool one-liners to someone who's just outright annoying.
I feel like we could open every episode. In fact, if you go back and look at every episode, this is the opening line we say. Like, it's just like, oh, Dan, we could literally just say, Dan's an idiot, says something dumb. Will's horrible at challenges. Rod is pissed. And who's Sierra? That's like how every episode opens.
Oh, yeah, and Boston Rod is still talking about his birthday and still whining about no one giving him their reward. Well, and he still sucks at challenges.
Yeah. If we look at Boston Rod this episode, like you said, a whining baby. Give it up. We know it's your birthday, or it was your birthday, and you didn't get to go on a reward. Then before the reward challenge, he was pouting and mopey and already saying that he thinks someone should give them the reward. And then Mike says, win. Why don't you win? You should win. Which is
that's what you do in Survivor is you win. And after seeing him, I know I'm skipping ahead to him on the immunity challenge.
Terrible.
It's like he's not even trying anymore, and he's blaming it on him not eating. He's tired. He just needs to go. But I guess if you're towards the end, that's for sure. You take him to the end.
Yeah.
Well, and even at the
but he's so annoying.
We were talking at the immunity challenge where you had to toss the grappling hook and get bags and then bring them back. He wasn't even tossing them anymore. He was just lounging. Like it was terrible.
Do we kind of miss the days of when like the best players were at the end of the game versus like that you bring people to the end that you know you can win against, where you just, it's so obvious and so clear. I would say like Survivor One World was a good example. You know, Chelsea was up there, Sabrina was all three strong women that all like played a decent game. But like now it's just like you literally just go with the worst obnoxious player so that you have a for sure shot of winning.
I mean, I'm just like Mike all the way. I want Mike to win everything. I want Mike to be safe. I want Mike to win because anybody else, maybe Mama C, I wouldn't mind her winning either, but if any of those other people, I want my all those hours back that I spent watching
hate Mike, but I want him to win too. I don't like
Mike?
I don't like anyone.
He's amazing.
I don't like anybody right now. I thought he was so obnoxious, and like that tattoo is just
You are such a bitch, Ryan.
Oh, I'm a bitch. Really?
Well, Jerry, I think you mumbled watching, you are married, but if you weren't married, Mike would be the man you'd want to go after.
It's very exciting to watch someone be that great at playing Survivor. I'm not going to lie. Like,
so were you into Tony when Tony played for Brain, Brawn, and Beauty?
Absolutely no, because it was completely different then, because I mean, Mike says things in the game that are so spot on. Like when he pointed out that Dan and Boston Rod were the only people laying in the shelter, he said, right there, everybody look right there. That says everything. Yes. Those two people feel safe. They feel like they're not going anywhere. They feel safe. That's a problem. That means one of you's going.
Yeah.
And everyone was kind of like, whoa.
And it's that underlying body language and actions that people take that you've talked about a lot. One of the things for people returning and anyone who ever plays the game that I know when I play the game I'm going to look out for, who are people sleeping next to? It's simple things like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where it's alliances, people feel comfortable sleeping next to who they're in an alliance with or who they're spending their time with, of lounging at the camp when people are strategizing.
Well, when it's right before tribal council, everybody is scrambling. Everybody's trying to figure out a way not to get voted out. And when you have two people laying down sleeping while everyone else is scrambling, he's right. That is just black and white right there.
Well, it was weird watching Jerri watch the episode while she's moaning the whole time. When Mike came on the screen, she's literally moaning.
I was not. You guys are going to get me in trouble.
Oh, what is going on? She's sort of like rocking back and forth.
Oh my God. Well,
what is happening?
We were rocking back and forth out of boredom during the reward challenge.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Remind me what happened
the
again?
longest running reward challenge, or a puzzle over an hour long to solve the puzzle. And Jerri, do you remember what it was? What was the
reward with all the fixins?
And Jeff was giving clue after clue after clue, and they could not solve it. They could not.
I don't think I would have gotten that one either.
It was hard.
I don't remember Jeff really saying that. I remember
he usually always says like the fixin. Like the fixin line. He definitely talks about.
I don't feel like that's that common of a phrase that I would have gotten that. Honestly.
Well, they've used immunity up for grabs. They've used the common ones. You got to start dipping into.
I mean,
you're saying that Jeff says "fixin" a lot on mini seasons.
No,
that's what I'm saying. I don't remember him saying it. I think just in general
this season,
whenever there was, there's
like
always some kind of cowboy kind of a thing, or like a barbecue.
Like,
all the fixins, all the trimmings. I feel like he's said
definitely.
That
I know on the reward challenge this season when they went on the boat with the hamburgers, it was like you're gonna get cheeseburgers with, and he was like
with
bread. And, he was like with bread and
cheese
burgers
and mustard
and cheese and all the fixins.
Well, yeah, when he's talking about a burger, he says all the fixins.
Yeah.
But
he's excited this season a little bit more.
We got Will, Mike, and Mama C who won the reward. Mama C contemplated giving it to Rodney and didn't.
That was the best part about it, was she thought about it and then said, no.
And it's just, here's the thing. When on Survivor is it fair that everybody should get a reward? Like, I think last season when Missy, remember the challenge when they just let Missy win, and like Jeff was like, well, we're not going to even compete. Why are we wasting our time?
Right.
Where is this mentality now that rewards should be shared?
Do you not live in America where every kid gets a trophy now? Like, this is the problem with America.
Oh my God, you're so right. They totally do that just so no kid feels left out.
Right.
Well, you know what? Survivor ain't like that, people, so get used to it.
Right. Not everybody gets to eat. Not everybody gets the big piece of meat. I'm rhyming today.
All right, yeah. Well, on the reward challenge, then we had Mike. What I love is he is constantly gaming. He knows he's on the bottom. He knows he's public enemy number one, and he pitches, why don't we be the final three? Will, Mama C, we have one person from each collar. We got a couple of collar references in tonight.
A lot of collar references.
But, Mama C contemplating it, and Will shuts it down right away. No, I don't want to go with you. I don't like that. You're the enemy still. Which, Will, like...
Lie. It's Survivor. Say, yeah, you'd be great to go to the end with.
I'm in an alliance with everybody. Hello.
I mean, get some more airtime.
This is again why I mean, Twitter speaks about it too. Like, this is just, everyone is over this whole cast. This whole final group I'm over it.
You're just like falling asleep over it.
Falling asleep.
No, as long as
I agree with you. Like, I want Mike to win at this point too. But if anyone else does, I mean, could you imagine if
No, I don't even want to
What
imagine.
if Will,
I've never
what
yelled.
If Will wins
There's
the season
no
of
way
Survivor?
Will can win.
I have never yelled at a challenge like I did with the immunity challenge tonight. That was the closest immunity challenge. Hopefully it actually happened that way. But for us, it was amazing with the ball teetering and Sierra.
I was telling her, I'm like,
Mike.
they probably showed the same clip over and over. You just because he was just so far ahead of him.
I just kept going, come on, Mike, you can do it. Come on,
we were
Mike.
screaming. I started to sweat. Yeah.
And I think it is. I think most of America or the viewing public wants Mama Sierra and Mike to win, and that's totally the red herring of one of them will win, and then they won't be eligible to go into second chance season, and then whoever's in that 11th spot will get to go. But they're not going to reveal, oh, you're number 11 because Mike should have gone, or whatever it is. But the reward challenge, it definitely gave Mike the opportunity again to talk, and then he won immunity again, the immunity challenge.
So exciting.
Of being able to toss those, I can't even say, a
grappling hook.
Grappling hook. Sorry. And
that was pitiful.
Getting the ball and doing the maze. And the best part about that, I think, was Dan saying, I suck at life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, you do.
Yeah, pretty much, sir. Pretty much.
All right, well, we are going to take a quick break to hear a word from theStream.tv.
Such a pause.
Pregnant pause.
Wow, what's happening?
Dramatic.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell her, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
These commercials are getting shorter and shorter.
Jerri is on YouTube right now. Jerri, what are some of the questions and comments you're seeing on YouTube?
I hate you right now because I do not have YouTube up on here. We need to go to Twitter.
Well, Jerri, follow your own advice and fake it. Who
damn
do
it,
you think
you're
is
right.
going to be? That's what you do.
What was I thinking?
Come on, this is Survivor after show.
While Jerri gets YouTube going, Ryan, let's go to Twitter.
Here we go. This is from Creepy Finish, which, hello.
Yay. Hi, Erno. That's my friend Erno.
Of course she knows Creepy. Anyone
I named
creepy?
him.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, your picks on Survivor Season 31. I want to see Kelly, Jeff, Kimmy, and T-Bird again. What are your guys' like picks?
Well, that's basically who Jerri endorsed and interviewed. So we know Jerri's willing to talk about
Old
Jerri's.
school. Well, what about you? Because I already said mine.
So I do definitely want to see a good mix of the old school players and some of the newer players. I think.
Is there someone that's you're excited to see? Well,
if we're thinking about second chance, I do think some people deserve a second chance. One of them, I remember last season when we did our after show, I said they'll bring her back and she deserves a second chance before this theme even happened. Kelly Wentworth. I think in Blood vs. Water, she's a huge fan of the show, and she got screwed because of her dad. And I would have felt bad if I was on the show with my twin or whoever it was and they screwed up my game. Right. So I think someone like that does deserve a second chance, has the potential. No, Kelly was blonde from Blood vs. Water last season.
Oh,
jeez. I would say Sierra too. I'm excited to see her because she's obviously grown up since. See how her relationship changed with her mom.
100%.
And everything else. So I think she's a great one. To be honest with you, I know I'm friends with Stephanie too, but she got completely screwed over by the Russell Hantz sort of thing. So I'd be interested because she is a firecracker, and I think she'd just be entertaining TV.
I think Sierra's a lock. I think Sierra's 100% going to be in the season, and there's no question about it. I also would like to see
Abby Maria.
Abby Maria, she's a good villain.
She is. I mean, I posted online that I really wanted her to get back on, and people went crazy. They were like, "I hate her. I can't stand her." And I'm with you, people. I felt the same way until I met her in person, and I realized that she's a very outspoken person. She's got that sexy Latina thing going on.
People say the same
but
thing
she's
about
actually
you. You know what I mean?
really a good person, and she's a good player. She needs a second chance.
That's also why I voted for Chaos Cast to get back in there. And I also think Tasha from Brain, Brawn, and Beauty would be great as well. Right. So there's a lot of great people out there. Go vote, go vote, go vote. Next.
All right, this is just a random one. This is from Melsa, but it says, hard to say, but who I hate more, Dan, Will, or Rodney? I'm just telling you, these people are not liking this cast.
So who would you say, Ryan? Who would you hate more out of all of them?
Rodney. Rodney. He's a whiny
I say
bitch.
Will, to be honest with you.
I know.
I thought his scene needs a little too much for me.
All right.
This is from Redmond Survivor. It says, Dan's people reading ability is about as good as his
reading ability.
That was funny. I can't help it.
Oh, wait, I have a good one from Josh Van Klomp. Do you think they'll split the tribes, old school and new school?
No.
This is on the Survivor Second Chances.
No way.
That'd be pretty awesome.
I'm still stuck on that part.
I don't think they'll do old school versus new school because I think there's going to be a lopsided amount of new school people.
I hope not.
I think we're going to get a limited amount of old school people back in the game.
Come on, you guys, vote for the OGs. We need some love.
Yeah, I think it needs to be even mixed in. Now, this is a little shameless one for Justin, for God's sake. But, Justin, before the show aired, said, prediction, Dan plays advantage, Mama C plays idol, Dan goes home.
Can I take my bow right
Can we just, first of all, it's not like you predicted the lottery or something like that. It's like there's only a few players.
Yes.
You get a little bit of props.
Yes, but
I think you saw an advanced
Let's
copy of
talk
the show.
about Tribal. This was an incredible Tribal Council. This is probably one of the reasons Jeff Probst said this is one of the best seasons, because it was a great Tribal Council. Dan finally played his extra vote for Mama C. Mama C played her idol, and then Dan went home.
Right. And the biggest thing that everyone's talking about is how they should not have all cast their vote for Carolyn. They should have split the vote. And then Dan's extra vote would have actually made a difference.
So here's a question, though. I give props to Mama C. The fact that they didn't split her vote, they had no idea she had the idol.
Right.
Which was a good reason to vote Tyler off the week before. So Mama C, if she's sitting in the finals, she's going to have a pretty good argument on why she deserves to win. Getting rid of Tyler was to secure nobody else knew she had the idol, which it worked for her. And then also we have to talk about she obviously had a light bulb go off because of Mike telling her that she was going to be the target. And Mike, he was basically a detective, first going to Dan. You're going to be the one going home tonight. And Dan was all cocky, I'm not. Then he realized, no, it's going to be one of the girls. So then he switched gears. I'm not going to convince Dan anymore to vote with me. I need to vote with one of the girls. So he got Mama C to switch her vote.
So then, judging by the game so far between the two of them, who would you pick to win?
Not Dan. Mike should win over Mama C. Mama C I would be happy with as a second best. But it's interesting because, like you said, if they would have split the votes in other ways, they would have had to split it between Rodney, Will, and Sierra. So what would you have done? Throw a vote?
They would have gone for Sierra for sure.
Sierra?
Yeah, she's on the bottom of the boys thing for
she
sure.
Would have been gone.
But it's the fact that they all voted for Carolyn just tells you that they're really not that great of a player anyway.
Here's a question I have for you guys. Was it fair for Dan to have to reveal before the votes were read that he was going to play that extra vote? Because do you think Mama C still would have played the idol if she didn't know that he played that extra vote? Because in my mind, I thought he was just going to get to vote
twice.
Put it twice in there and nobody would know.
Or whoever he voted for would count twice.
Show. Yeah. You know, it was such a show. Like,
well, I think because this game is for $1 million and it is actual contest, everyone has to know what the rules are. You can't have some like anomaly where everybody doesn't know, because then that does make it sort of unfair. So I think that he for sure should have to say.
You think it should?
Yeah.
Because I wonder if...
Because no one would have known he had it had they not looked through his stuff.
Yeah.
And it would have been a surprise. But everyone knew he had an advantage. It could have been used for something. But just to have
that's
like
because they went through his bag, not because they were notified that that was the...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if that had happened, no one would have even known.
And I think like what you said, they didn't think 3 steps ahead.
No, and that's what you have to do.
The vote.
Especially this late in the game.
Yeah.
These little amateur mistakes is what costs you $1 million and makes all of us call you an idiot all day long.
But I don't think that warrants Dan to ever get a second chance.
No, but what's sad is I feel like he will, because he had so many sound bites, and because he's one of those players that, I mean, we talk about him every week, the opening of the show. You can be just as hated and you're just as famous.
Yeah.
Who stands out this season as far as like people, like just personalities? He's for sure one of them.
Yeah.
Shireen, Mike, Carolyn, the ones, and Joe, those are the ones that all got.
I don't think Carolyn really, no one's going to know who Carolyn is next season. They'll all remember who Dan is, and they'll remember Shireen. Those are the two that like have the personalities that stand out, and they're not exactly great personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, what do you guys think, you know, going into next week's finale? We have the final 5 now. Mama C, Mike, Will, Sierra, and Rodney. How do you think it's going to shake down? Predictions?
If Sierra is in the 3, I just can't even know what she's going to say. I mean, it's going to be a brutal tribal for her.
Well, and Rodney too, because even today we saw again, Rodney and Sierra every episode want to make moves, they're going to make moves, and then they never make
Rodney
moves.
he's just pissed off at he's hating his moment out there. It's I hate watching people not
what's he gonna
enjoying
say?
it at all.
He's going to sit there and be like, you guys didn't give me anything on my birthday, and I don't like you, but now I need you to vote for me.
I'll tell you this, I would be so excited to watch this if he is in the final 3, just to hear what he's going to say.
Well, and at Tribal tonight, we got a preview of he couldn't even form sentences.
I know.
So
has he ever been able to have sentences?
That would be entertaining Tribal Council, and it better be more entertaining than last season's Tribal Council, where it was the boring Tribal Council with the Blood versus Water crew.
I better be careful. He might try to kick my ass on Tuesday.
I know.
Jerri,
all these guys are going to come after me.
I see Mike. I see Mike taking it all the way to the end and winning this whole thing.
See her rocking back and forth, people.
Oh God, she's getting hot over there.
Oh my God, you guys are totally gonna get me in trouble with my husband. Stop it.
Her husband doesn't watch your show.
Oh, yes he does.
All right. Anything else, Jerri?
Oh, from one Ryan to another, from Ryan Giovanni. You are a bitch, Ryan.
Oh, damn,
well, that is a perfect way to kind of wrap up tonight's episode. Definitely go to theStream.tv, subscribe to the channel. Also, we want to thank Survivor Fandom and Survivor Wiki for posting our episodes, and we have had a fun season so far. We can't believe there's only 1 episode left. Get at CBS.com, vote for your favorite players to get back in the game for season 1. And that's a wrap for our second to last episode here at theStream.tv.
What a shame.
We're going to miss it.
And go to my Twitter and you can see our private conversations.
For more of the Survivor After Show, click that button and subscribe to theStream.tv.